Hey, this is your girl, Michelle Diva. I am bringing you another episode of the Valley Persian Style. This is season 1, episode 2, Darth Vida. Okay. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. We do reviews here. This is the Diva Nation, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We are all family here. Give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel and we will begin. Okay. Now, I know this is late because the third episode came out on a couple days ago. I'm trying to push these bad boys out. So I got the third episode also. So I'm trying to push these bad boys out. So bear with me, good people. Bear with me. All right. So in the intro, okay, everybody is with all of their significant others, okay, like Amir and Natasha and their kids are together. Tanin and Greg are together. Sky and Bombshot are together with their kids, and Golnesa is there with her son. Reza J is he's single, so he was by himself. Reza and Adam was together, and then we have MJ by herself, okay, and Weirdo Tommy and his son, okay. They pull up in the car, okay. So this tells me that they ain't really get together, okay, because everybody else is when they're significant other, their little cute couple and shit like that, but MJ was in a picture by herself. And Weirdo Tommy was in the picture with him and his son, which he ain't been a good daddy to either. But I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? Anyway, so that was just my observation, okay? But anyways, let's get on with the episode. Tanin's mama, Nazarene, brings Tanin food every few days. So apparently she cooking for her and Tana over at her house. And then she brings the stuff and puts it in the refrigerator outside. She don't even come in the house. She put it in the refrigerator in the garage. Okay. And she leave. Okay. What? I want my mama to do that, but she ain't gonna do that. She not gonna do that. I would like her to put food in my garage every few days, but she not gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it. But anyway, so Greg, he likes it, but then he don't like it because he's Armenian and they are Persian. So they have some of the same foods, but then they don't have some of the same foods. Anyway, moving on. Golnesa and Natasha take the kids to some slime factory or whatever. And so Golnesa was like, "Listen, I have a 6-bedroom house." And she said, I probably need to downsize to probably a 5-bedroom. She said, but I do need 2 rooms for my closet. Okay. So her son has to have his playroom, and then you have to have a guest room, and then she got to have 2 spare rooms for her closets. Okay. Okay. If you like that, if you got it going on like that, it's fine with me. So Bombshot is talking to Sky, and he said he didn't like the comment about how he snores and how she doesn't stay in the room with with him. With him, they sleep in separate bedrooms. But Sky was like, "Well, to get me back in the bedroom, you gotta get that fixed." There is no compromise. You got to get that fixed to get me back in the bedroom. And she said, you better hurry up because I don't want our kids to see us sleeping in separate bedrooms. So you need to hurry up, make your little appointment with the ENT or whatever. Get you a CPAP or whatever else they need to assign you with so you cannot snore so she can get back in the bedroom. That's what Sky's plan is. There is no ifs, ands, or buts with her. Okay, she ain't trying to compromise. She ain't doing nothing. She don't want to wear no earplugs. She don't want to do nothing. She gonna sleep in that separate bedroom until he get that fixed. Okay, Bombshell, you picked her. Anyway, moving on. MJ's getting ready for their date night. And she came out with this beautiful pink dress on with this beautiful pink heart purse. And so they come out. She come out. And so weirdo Tommy was like, yeah, you look nice. And so her son Shams, he was like, yeah, you look nice, now beat it. Who? What? Did you say something to me, son? Did you say something to me? Did you say something to me, son? Okay. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna walk back out, and you gonna say some correct shit, okay? Because if not, I will yoke you up so fucking bad. It will make your head spin. Yeah, but yeah, so beat it, okay? And Tommy laughing, okay? Tommy laughing like. He said something funny, but he disrespecting his mama. He said something funny. Anyway, so Big Vida ain't didn't make it no better. That's probably why poor little MJ don't have no self-esteem. Okay, because she get it from her mama. She get it from her husband, and she get it from her son. That's probably the reason why she don't have no self-esteem. But here she go. Oh, you look very nice, but don't eat anything, because you don't want to bust out of that, So she fat shaming her too. So your son said beat it. Tommy didn't say anything disrespectful right now, and your mama fat shamed you. Yeah. I'll kick everybody out the house. Everybody out the house. If you can't respect me, everybody can go. Everybody can go, including little man here, little man. Or I'll keep him, and I will beat the shit out of him every day until he act right. Anyway, moving on. So they have a date night. Weirdo Tommy. He looked like he putting his coat on. He's looking like he just rolled out of damn bed. Who you going with me? I'm in this pretty pink dress, and you coming with me with that? No. Nope. Moving on with that too. No. So they riding in the car. Speaking of disrespectful, she has a compact. And she was just like, you know who gave me this compact? And he was like, no. She was like, you. And she said, because you engraved it. And so she read, it says that the ability to see yourself through my eyes. And so she was like, and what does that mean? And she said, yeah, because you're beautiful. And MJ was like, well, that's a physical attribute. And Weirdo Tommy was like, yeah, it's a compact, dumbass.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Okay. No. What? You need, in the words of Yana Van Set, whatever her name is, you need to get you some lady balls, honey. You need to tell them about themselves. Hell to the nizzle. Hell to the hell.
What the hell? What the hell?
Hell no. No. Mm-mm. I'd have been like, oh, who the fuck you talking to? Driver, pull over, cause he got to get the fuck out. I'm not getting out. He got to get the fuck out. You walk. Nope. No, thank you. Moving on. Yeah. So Reza, Jackson goes to Beverly Hills for dinner with Sophia, okay? Because Reza Jackson is the one that's single. So, and he met Sophia at the party. That's Amir's and Natasha's neighbor. Yeah, he met her there. So he going on the second date with her, and his dumb ass smashed his finger. Smashed his finger in the damn Mercedes door. So but they couldn't stop filming. So we know production wrapped his finger up. Okay, but yeah, he smashed his finger in the door, dumb ass. Anyway, so but we go back to Weirdo Tommy and their dinner, and so MJ was like, our friends sleep in separate bedrooms, and he was like, I can't sleep in a separate bedroom. No, I can't have you in another room away from me and shit like that. And so MJ was like, well, you snore, and Weirdo Tommy was like, well, you snore too. And so he showed a video of her snoring, but she had just got out of surgery. Hell, you know what anesthesia does to you and your respiratory system? Yeah, of course he's snoring. No problem. And so he said, you sound like a dump truck. Sleeping. No, you sound like no, he said, you sound like I'm sleeping next to a dump truck. And then she said that Shams, that's the son, is also picking up his ways on how he really disrespects. That's what I think. That's what I call it. But she's saying joking. I saying disrespect. But she's saying how you joke about her and her parents and all that other stuff. And so then he kind of mocks you. And though Weirdo Tommy was like, well, my son has a good sense of humor. No, he don't. No, he don't. And once he go to school and he try to disrespect them folks, you gonna get calls. Cause what if he does that to a teacher, huh? Cause he disrespect his mama, so he probably disrespects his teachers too. And now you gonna be called into school. Cause he disrespecting teachers. That's what's gonna happen. But he got a good sense of humor. But she said he meant mimicking the teasing and stuff like that. Yeah. I'd have yoked him up in the first place anyway. But that's me. I don't have disrespectful kids. I don't know what it's like. Anyway. And I said, I wrote on his page, MJ, you got 2 children. Not 1, but 2. Because Tommy is the big ass child. Anyway, So Sophia arrives to meet Reza Jackson, and she come with both guns blazing. Okay, okay. She was like, so this is rare for you, ain't it? He was like, what? She was like, like a second date and stuff like that. You usually hit it a quitter, because you a fuck boy. I said, ooh, oh, okay, okay, yeah, because you a fuck boy. What? Okay. And so Reza was like, yeah, but I'm retiring. I'm retiring. So she was like, so should I wait for you while you retire? Or should I we come back to revisit this after you're done? Let me know. I said, shit. Okay. And I said, well, I take after you done for 500, Alex. So Reza was like, well, this is pretty heavy for a second date. Yeah, I agree with that, Reza. I agree with that, honey. She dropped the bomb on you, honey. Hey, it is what it is. she put all that shit on the table. I'm not mad at it. Anyway, so Tanin and Sky. Tanin brings over some of her skincare products that she's about to her skincare line that she wants Sky to test out for her. But Sky did not put it on her skin. She put it on the dog's skin. And that made Tannen a little irritated, okay? I don't know. Okay. She put it on the dog's fur. Okay. Tannen was kind of irritated with that. So while they over there, Reza, Jay, and Greg and Amir are in the backyard talking. And so they asked about Sophia. He was like, that's not gonna work out. That's not gonna work out. We just got to keep moving on that. We got to keep moving on that. We weren't a fit. I know this man. So he asked Greg, how do you keep the sparks after 7 years? And so Greg said, what sparks? What sparks? He said, after a while, it's having sex with your sister. I was just like, no, I know. We ain't having sex with siblings. And everybody else was like, Mom, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. So, and Tannen is in the house bitching about Greg and how they roommates, okay? But Greg tells Amir and Reza how that he almost lost Tannen as well as Amir lost his first wife, to cancer. He almost lost Tannen in a car crash. And so he said, so we decided to get married. We decided to, make this stable. And so he said, we basically trauma bonded. And so, and then Tannen in the house telling, Sky the same thing, but she said, if I hadn't got into that accident, we probably would have never been married. So, I mean, trauma bond is real too, honey. But Greg tells Reza that you never gonna check all the boxes. That's true. So MJ is riding with Big Vida, and she bitching about Tommy. And so she said, but Big Vida was like, listen, you can teach your son how not to respect you, and not and train him how he need to talk to you. But she said, but Weirdo Tommy, she didn't call him Weirdo Tommy, that's my name for him. But Tommy, you can't eat. Well, she said you can't teach a old monkey new tricks. And so MJ was like, it's dog, it's dog. She was like, no, it's a monkey. I know what I'm talking about. Even if it's a monkey or a dog, you can't teach him new tricks. Okay, that's basically what she's trying to say. But MJ don't want to correct her son because Big Vida always corrected her in her childhood, and she don't want her son to go through the same things that she went through as a child. However, correcting your son's bad behavior is not the same thing as just like picking on him. You want your son to have good behavior in whatever he does in life. So that's not picking on him. That's correcting him and to let them know this is not appropriate. Okay? That's not appropriate how you talk to me. That's not, no. We not standing for it. We're not having that. But she just want her son to love her unconditionally, and she don't want to correct him. And Fat Boy Tommy ain't correcting him either. So he just gonna grow up to be a heathen kid, and he gonna come to my hospital, and then I'm gonna correct his ass. Cause I don't play none of that shit. Hear me good. I don't play none of that shit. Okay. But I think that's the reason why she picked Weirdo Tommy, because he picked on her like her mama did, basically. So MJ said that she don't feel comfortable or safe in her marriage. Big Vida was like, you don't feel comfortable and safe after 7 years of marriage? Cut the bullshit. I said, God damn, nah. Listen.
Emotional damage.
That is MJ. Emotional damage. She can't even, she can't even comfort you in your time of need, man. Anyway, Reza invites Golnesa over his house. He wants her to downsize the house and save up her money so she can buy her dream house. Gigi gonna quote Steve Harvey about riding in first class. And so she said once she rode in first class, she could never go back to economy. You gonna quote Steve Harvey? Out of all people, you gonna quote Steve Harvey? Cheating on his wife, Steve Harvey? Backstabbing Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey? Let Diddy date his stepdaughter, Steve Harvey? Like baby oil. A lot, Steve Harvey. Anyway, Golnesa said, why I have to downgrade my life? So Reza in the confessional said, his dad said only a sucker will pay rent. Well, tell your dad that I'm a sucker, because I'm gonna pay rent too. I ain't got time for a mortgage for it to keep going up every fucking year. Nope, I'll pay rent. Thank you, sir. But rent go up every year too, so I can't get bad at that. But I do like maintenance men. To come fix shit. Anyway, so So, but Gigi said, well, y'all was talking about me behind my back. She said, but it wasn't the cost or the money aspect. It was about the credit aspect. And I didn't appreciate that. So then they go back and forth, back and forth. Then MJ show up in the nick of time. And then Golnesa gonna ask her, where you come from, church? She was like, no, I'm at work. And so she asked, what is Golnesa doing? And so she said, Golnesa said, she started her OnlyFans. Okay. You gotta get it where you fit in, honey. You just gotta get it. So anyway, Tanin and Greg are having a conversation about what's appropriate. Okay. Now, Greg says that his mama stayed in the house all the time, but Tanin go out to Beverly Hills and have lunch with her friends and all that other stuff while leaving Greg in the house. But Tanin says, well, when you go out, you give random women your phone number and your IG account, so they call the house at like 2:00 in the morning, and but that's just a random woman that you had no attraction to and stuff like that. So y'all both are inappropriate basically for y'all relationship. Okay. But Greg was like, I was just trying to be a nice guy and stuff like that. And so Tanner was like, well, how did we get here? And she started crying. Whatever. So Big Vida and Tommy, weirdo Tommy, go eat. Okay. Vida tells him what MJ said about feeling unsafe and feeling uncomfortable. Tommy said she's been this way for 10 years. She's crazy. Okay. Big Vida was like, I want you to improve your relationship. Weirdo Tommy said, I am good. we can't improve on 10 years because I am not going to change. Big Vida was like, so you know everything, huh? You know everything. And Tommy was like, not at all. But you don't know everything either. That's that disrespect.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
That's that disrespect. So Vida was like, I know much more than you. And so Weirdo Tommy goes into what went on in his life. He was born in Queens, New York, and his mama died at 13. He was homeless, and but he gonna say that he's super critical, but he's a good husband. No. Okay. Good dad. Nope. Okay. Not a good husband, not a good dad. Okay. And he said, I don't go out all hours of the night. I don't hang around no titty bars and stuff like that. I'm a loyal guy. Yeah, you're a loyal guy, but you verbally and mentally abuse your wife. Verbally and mentally abuse your wife. That's not a good husband. And you let your son disrespect his mama. That's not a good dad. Now you may pick him up from school and you may drop him off at school and but you're not a good dad if you let him talk to his mama any kind of way. Sorry. And you talk to your wife any kind of way. Sorry. Okay. You called your wife a dumbass. Nope. We ain't even doing that. Anyway, Vida was like, are you happy in your marriage? Because she not happy. And Weirdo Tommy said, she need to get a divorce. Yes, she does. I agree with that. Wait, let me get this one right here. I totally agree. She should get a divorce, but she ain't gonna get a divorce because she ain't got no self-esteem about her. But anyway, that was the end of episode 2. So on to episode 3. But give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.